Hey guys, welcome to Piping Engineers. In today's video, we will learn about positive displacement pumps. We will see what are the positive displacement pumps, what are their different uses in the industry, what are different types of positive displacement pumps that are used in the industry, what are their advantages, disadvantages, and many more things about positive displacement pumps. So guys, for more videos and updates, please like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. So let's begin our today's video and learn about the pumps. So guys, what is a pump? Pump you would have seen in your day-to-day life. A pump is a mechanical device that moves fluids, solid waste, chemicals and slurries by mechanical action from one point to another. Guys, there are two important components of pump that we usually recall while buying a pump. One is your flow and another is your head. So what is flow? Flow, it determines the amount of fluid that needs to be pumped. So if we want to pump some fluid, so that must be a particular quantity of fluid that we want to pump. So that particular quantity that we need to pump from one place to another is the flow of pump. Next one is your head. Head tells the extent or distance to which our fluid is to be exported, or if we call it in a layman language, it tells the height or the distance to which we want our fluid to be get exported. So guys, based on the operating principle, there are two kinds of pumps. One is your dynamic pumps and another is your displacement pumps. So dynamic pumps, if we take them from industrial purpose, about 80 to 90% of your pumps that are used in industry, they are dynamic pumps. So dynamic pumps, they are further classified as centrifugal pumps. It is known as the father of pump in industries. Why? Because most of the pumps that are used in industries, for most of the purposes, they are your centrifugal pumps. Another is your vertical centrifugal pumps, another type of centrifugal pumps, and the next one is your submersible pumps, and many more different kinds of dynamic pumps are used in the industry. Another type of pumps which find their application and which is the main topic of our today's video is your displacement pumps. So displacement pumps, they are further classified as your gear pumps, piston pumps, flow pumps, etc. Here I have shown some of the pumps. This is your centrifugal pump, this is your submersible pumps, this is completely submerged in water, hence it is known as your submersible pump, and this is a low pump which I have shown here. So we will see about all these pumps, positive displacement pumps, in our coming slides. So let's move on to our next slide and see what is a positive displacement pump. So guys, what is a positive displacement pump? As the name suggests, positive displacement, so something is will be displaced positively from one part of the other. So what is that thing that is displaced from one point to another is your fluid. The fluid that we need to transport from one part of the another is being displaced positively by some mechanical equipment that is being placed inside the casing of the pump. So positive displacement pumps are basically those types of pumps in which fixed amount of fluid will enter from one point. Suppose it is entering from this point, and this amount of fluid, the same amount of fluid, will go outside from the another port. And what happens in your positive displacement pumps, this movement of fluid from one place to another takes place with the help of either of the help of a plunger, or with the help of a piston, or with the help of a diaphragm, or with the help of your globes, or with the help of your gears. So the way of transporting may be any, but all these things, they are used to transport fluid from one place to another. While in centrifugal pumps, as you all know, the centrifugal forces are generated across a rotating body. So our impeller rotates, and with the help of rotating impeller, our fluid is transported from one place to another. While in this type of fluids, while in positive displacement pumps, our movement is either reciprocating, that is like this, or it may be rotary, like this. So guys, the liquid is sucked at inlet side when the cavity expands, and discharges when the cavity decreases. So basically, the positive displacement pumps, they are used in industries where we have to serve some sort of a typical purpose. Suppose if we want to pump a highly viscous fluid that is need to be transported from one place to another, and it may get stuck in impeller, so we will be going for your positive displacement pump. The positive displacement pumps, if we call it in a layman language, they are basically works like and how an injection does. The in injection, you would have seen the water is sucked inside the cavity and the piston of syringe moves outwards, while we when push the piston inwards, the flow of water takes place takes out goes outside the syringe. So basically, if we see your if you see your piston positive displacement pumps, when your piston moves this side, the inlet cavity creates a suction here and your fluid gets inside this cavity. And when your piston moves again to this side, this will push the fluid to your outlet direction. So this is basically how a positive displacement pump, or the basic difference between a positive displacement pump and centrifugal pump is it that centrifugal pump has rotary parts while positive displacement pumps doesn't have. It either have your it either have your reciprocating pump, it either have your piston plunger, or it may have your gears or any other mechanical equipment that can be used to transport fluid from one place to another. So let's see what are the different kinds of positive displacement pumps that are used in the industry. So if we talk about broader way, the positive displacement pumps, they are particularly your rotary type, reciprocating type, or your linear type. So what this rotary type, reciprocating type? If rotary types, as you know that if we rotary type, gear pump will be there, screw pump will be there, and rotary vane will be there. So as you know that how a gear works, it rotates along its axis. So this is how a positive displacement pump of rotary type works. Suppose this is a rotary pump, this is a gear rotary pump shown here. The fluid will be entering from this side, and with the help of the teeth of this gear, it will get transported to the another side. So similarly for the screws can be there inside this rotary cross section, and a rotary vane can be there for the displacement of fluid from one place to another. So what happens in your reciprocating type? Reciprocating type, what are the things that reciprocates? Either your plunger reciprocates, your piston reciprocates, your diaphragm or circumferential piston. So this is a piston pump which is shown here. So suppose when the fluid is sucked, when this piston moves upwards, so it will create a suction here and the fluid will get inside this cavity. And if we displace piston, this will get closed, this inlet port will get closed, and this fluid will start moving from this side. Similarly, a plunger pump will also work like this. So basically what happens, the displacing equipment or the displacing mechanical device will reciprocate in this your reciprocating type of pump. Next is your linear type. Linear type is your rope pumps, chain pumps. So basically these rope pumps, chain pumps, they are not used for industrial purposes because they are very typical to maintain, and not for your larger flow rates and larger headrooms. In industry, most of either your gear pumps, screw pumps, or your positive or your piston pumps, they are used in mostly industrial purposes. So moving on to next, let's see how these pumps looks like. So this is the image here. This is your external gear pump. In external gear pump, what is it? Your gears are cut on the external part of the circle. This is internal gear pump. Both the gears, they are cut inside a cavity. This is your lobe pump. In lobe pump, these are the lobes, and the fluid will be entering from this side, and it will be same way, it will be going outside in this way. This is your vane pump. Vane pump, you would have seen vanes, if you would have seen in your washing machine, the wheel that rotates, it has some curves that are coming, those are called vanes. These are the types of your rotary positive displacement pumps. This is your reciprocating type. This is your piston pump. This suction stroke. In suction stroke, what will happen? As it happens in a four-stroke engine, in suction stroke, our fluid will get inside the cavity. In compression stroke, fluid will get outside. Similarly, in your plunger, the plunger will perform the action as a piston does. In diaphragm also. So these are the few types of pumps that are used in case of your positive displacement pumps while performing any industrial activity. So let's see what are the advantages of your positive displacement pump. Why we go for the use of positive displacement pumps. So main features of positive displacement pumps. First of all, if you talk about the mechanics, so traps confined amount of liquid and forces it from suction to discharge port. As I already shown in previous slide also that when suction is created, if our piston moves outwards, suction will get created and the fluid will get stored in the cavity. And when the piston is moved inside again, inlet port will get closed and discharge port will open and fluid will move outside the pump. So this is the mechanics, and this is the basic phenomena of every positive displacement pump, either it be reciprocating or it be your rotary pump. Next, if we could talk about performance, flow rates remains constant with change in pressure. Why it will change constant? Because the size of cavity is fixed, and your mechanical equipment that will force the fluid either from suction and discharge will always play an important will always force constant force. So your flow rate remains constant, while in your centrifugal pump flow rate can be changed. Next is viscosity. As I already told you, if you want to pump some viscous fluids like tar or some highly viscous fluids, we go for your positive displacement pumps. So due to internal clearances, as you would have seen in my previous slide also, there are internal clearances. If we see a gear pump or if we see a positive displacement pump, there are internal clearances, so the highly viscous fluid that doesn't get stick inside the cavity of the pump, and we generally use positive displacement pumps for their movement. Next is efficiency. Efficiency, if we talk efficiency wise, if we talk efficiency of these pumps, it is less as compared to your centrifugal pumps, and maintenance cost is also very high, and also the maintenance person that is required for maintenance of positive displacement pumps, he needs to be good, highly skilled. So this is your efficiency wise positive displacement pump. Next is suction lift. They create a vacuum on the inlet side, as I already told in my previous example of syringe also, making them capable of creating suction lifts. So suction lift can be created very easily inside your positive displacement pumps, and there is no problem of cavitation also here, as it happens in your centrifugal pumps. So sharing low internal velocity means less shear, as the velocity of these pumps, your mechanical equipments, they move in a very slow velocity range as compared to your centrifugal pumps, hence sharing part is very less. They comparatively have a higher life. Mechanical equipments inside your positive displacement pumps have a higher life as compared to centrifugal pumps because of less sharing, and less sharing is because the velocity inside the pump is less. So guys, I hope in today's video you would have learned about the positive displacement pumps. So guys, for more videos and updates, please like, follow and subscribe to our channel. So thank you for watching the video. Thanks a lot.